CheekySport on Rinse.
Alright, you're now tuning into Rinse FM, and this is CheekySport. You're here with myself, Big J.
Here with CheekySport.
You could say that, Jike.
you could say that.
If you know about the Dragon's Den references.
You could say that.
You could say that.
We are back here. No Chris could say that.
No Chris, no party.
No Chris, no party.
We're not partying tonight.
Who was it in the comments that said he's in the rehabilitation?
What, the Spice?
Nah.
He's in the Spice rehabilitation clinic.
Now you know what? End of this show.
They go hard.
End of this episode. We got to read some comments.
No, we will 100%.
Yeah, we got to read some comments.
Also, guys, we're going to be leaving a GoFundMe page for Chris's rehab treatment.
Bro, I thought he was going to say something serious. I was like, bro, what's happening?
Oh my word! Well, I can't headphones. Hello.
The headphones are gone. They're gone, brethren.
Keep it on a low. I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, guys. Few technical difficulties.
There we go.
We're back. We're back.
So
we're back. Yeah, so if you do want to
no. There's one in the description below, and I wanted to kind of segue to Tokyo time. Big up Tokyo time.
Big up. So the GoFundMe will be second line. Top line will be Tokyo time.
Guys,
seen that? If you want
guys, can you rate our segues this season? I think they've been terrible.
They've been awful.
Segues, mate.
But if you want to get I've got a special cap made just for me. We've got the sumo
one there
to match the body type.
Obviously, I got the old black tart thing. You get me?
You can't really see.
Your thing's dead. Your thing's not Tokyo time.
Bro,
if you ain't on Tokyo time,
you know why?
Should you rob him for his hat?
Do you know why?
Yeah,
the show. No, actually, you shouldn't rob him for that.
Because
the whole point is show your hat.
Tokyo time only.
Why? Take it off.
Tokyo time.
Actually, you know what? I will take it off.
I'm blind. My eyes.
I'm panicking because I can't see.
My eyes.
I'm happy. Do you know what? I'm happy that as things stand in November, I've still got there's two other people in CheekySport who've got worse headlines than me.
Bro, how about when I got a trip the other day, I must have put I put a poll thing on CheekySport. I was like, who's got the worst headline? Chris, Akeem, and Joel. Who do you think won?
Joel.
This guy.
Because I'm the most hated.
No, do you know why?
Obviously.
I can't actually see your hairline from here.
But don't get twisted.
This angle,
I'm bold.
No, but don't get twisted. Another reason is because, like I said, you're taking the mic. Joel also makes sure in his pictures he does things in a strategic. He's strategic, innit?
He looks up. Oh, you see that tattoo wore off finally. Now it's winter time. It's been a bit rainy, so it's starting to wear off.
Man. Every time we see Joe, boy, he's got the hat low.
You're really saying he look like a shoehorn, the hat.
Yeah, the hat.
Doorstop.
Joe, your Peaky Blinders hat is dead, bro. Should have gone
to like Thomas Shelby, you know.
Yeah, wrong. That's dead, bro. Should have gone Tokyo time, mate. Should have gone
Tokyo time. Sort that hairline right out, mate. I've actually heard, quick rumour, that if you do wear Tokyo time, it actually grows a few inches on your hairline.
Is it?
Maybe I should put it on.
Maybe
no wonder your thing's looking a bit.
Mine's looking better, innit?
Put that on, though, mate.
In a double A, mate.
Double A, mate.
Yeah, your hairline needs double A batteries, mate. That's
that, mate. Charge it up. All right, listen.
Boom.
All right, so obviously it is International Week, so
we got nothing to talk about.
So there's
we got to start with the big man, Ronaldo. Who is
99 goals.
99 goals. Yeah, 10 off. The record, which is 109.
Who was the record?
Ali Day.
Oh yeah, Ali. Yeah.
Ali Day. Yeah.
Ali D. Is it Ali D?
Oh, Ali D. Ali Day.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah. Ali.
Here we go.
109 goals, so he's 10 off.
He'll be
and you know about this thing? Yeah. You see the interview, the trill interview he done after.
No.
So they done an interview afterwards when he came out, and they were like, what do you think about breaking the record? Do you think you're going to do it? He's like, records come naturally to me. I break records naturally. And then he's like, and then he turned serious and he was like, I break every record. And he was like, I will continue to break it. And that's it, bro. Guy's like a machine, bro. Like,
but he ain't lying though.
You know what's funny though? He'd be on 100 if Nani didn't nick that amazing goal he would have scored.
Yeah.
Remember that when we flipped out? He'd have been on 100 goals now. But
but you know what? I'm not
going
to lie though. I think Ronaldo, is hard. It would be. Who do you think's harder to play with out of Messi and Ronaldo? Like, as in, who would kick off more if you don't pass the ball to them? Because I think
Ronaldo.
I think
Ronaldo.
Because
Factually Ronaldo.
Because I see the way Portugal play, and sometimes they look up like, where is he?
Yeah. They're worried, innit? They're worried. It's like, your mum's coming to give you that beating.
Bro,
and it's Ronaldo
how can I see a headline about Ronaldo getting subbed? As you can make, getting subbed is part of your job. Bro, Ronaldo gets subbed for second game in a row.
Did you see the goal he scored the other night? He literally nicked the goal off Jota. I think it was Jota.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
You see, if that was anyone else, he'd have flipped out. He looked around and saw Ronaldo scored. He's like,
when Ramsey done it to him in Serie A a couple of months ago, bro, he had to apologise. Ramsey had to proper come and apologise to him.
Sorry, my brother.
Yeah.
Bro, F all that, man.
Because Ronaldo proper gets upset, you know.
And I big up Ronaldo, man. He wants his accolades. Can I just say one thing though? We're talking about accolades very quickly.
Are you gonna show the trophy?
No.
Oh, okay.
This weekend, basically,
I watched that
Maradona film.
Why do you?
Oh no, sorry. Oh, no, I'm getting hot. I watched the Diego Maradona film, innit? Have you man seen that?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No.
Why do you randomly watch?
It must be just loads of.
I know this is gonna sound mad random, yeah. But he's actually the GOAT, isn't it?
Bro.
Nah.
When you
no, bro. I'm actually not even joking. Like, bro, like he's actually the GOAT, isn't it? Like, man gets it, innit? Like, he's on the mad spice. He's on the magic every day, yeah.
Bro.
Because he is a mad.
But what made you respect him so much?
I didn't know the story. I didn't know the story. Can I be real? I didn't know. I know Argentinian Maradona, innit? I don't ever look at
Napoli Maradona.
Yeah, bro, that Napoli thing they done.
How he incited the riot and that.
He basically went to Palace and turned Palace into Premier League.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that he this midget was he was carrying bare. He literally carried teams for a living. That's literally was his job. I didn't know that, innit? Like literally, he told my man, I want to leave. He told his owner, I want to leave. Owner's like, nah, mate. Nah, you're not. Obviously, I'm not going to sell you. Just one man UEFA Cup. Just one man the League of Napoli. Bro, before he went there, Napoli had 2 trophies straight. They were called the sewer of Italy. Like, they were a working class kind of team. Man didn't... Bro, imagine you go to other grounds, they're holding up the things. You lot are the rats.
Is the film in English?
Yeah, nah, like it's all subtitles. But bro, when you watch it, you're like,
that means you can't watch it, Jack.
Must be tough. I was gonna say it's tough for him.
Tough, yeah. A lot of pausing.
Yeah, a lot of
pausing, finishing.
Your whole day to watch it.
Yeah, so obviously I didn't know, innit? And it's funny because we talk about this like Messi, we talk about this GOAT debate a lot in regards to Messi.
But the truth is Maradona. I know.
I just didn't know. All I'm trying to say is, I know I don't want to get into the GOAT debate because that gets all long. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I got to commend a man who just literally put everything on his back.
Where is he in the list? That's what we all want to know. Where is he?
Oh,
I don't know,
it's bro. Too complex.
Bro,
just say a random. What do you think? Is he top 5?
100%.
No, 100% top 5.
100% top 5.
But I'm just trying to say, like, where, bro,
top 3.
Like he's top 3.
He's better than Pele then.
Yeah, definitely better than Pele.
Well, you're going to say because Pele done it in Farmers League.
Yeah.
But do you know why I can't comment? I wasn't around them times. I wasn't there.
Yeah, but
Pele.
still, but you know, like, but
you watch, bro. YouTube is there, bro.
You know more history than man. Like, you actually go and like look up things.
100%. But at the same time, it's very easy to build a narrative around a player in terms of what they did in their career, because you could just look at the positives. But you can't. Like, I don't think there's anything better than actually being active in that period and
watching it, yeah.
And being able
we get to witness Ronaldo.
Yeah, like we know everything. Like we're schooled enough to talk about Ronaldo and Messi because we've grown up in an era where we know everything that happened between the 2 players. So I can sit here and say, yeah, Pele was better than Maradona, but I don't actually know.
I remember being in college and watching Messi debut. Like, that's the funny thing.
Same.
Yeah. So it's like, imagine
in the green kit or the
the mad brown kit.
No, that's what it's called. That mad goal.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's a good segue then to, obviously we're talking about England. Like, honestly, are we really living in an era now where, because it's real talk, as much as you want to put people don't want to put respect on it, Kane could be one of the greatest ever strikers, like, of all time. Like,
greatest English strikers.
No. Beyond England. If you think about his record and the fact of his age now, and if he carried on banging out like this for another 7-8 years, he could be one of the greatest ever. I think you got to put respect on this guy's name.
Greatest goal scorers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Strikers, because
you can't start doing that, mate.
I can't. But I can't. There's nothing.
Why?
But there's nothing for me to look at and say.
Why is he not striker? Why is it only goal scorer?
Because he hasn't won anything.
You're so. I know this is where. You know, Chad's gonna come with the super semantics. He's not actually a striker. He's a goal scorer.
No, I'm not saying that. No, he's a striker.
Yeah.
None of this.
But you're saying because he hasn't won, because he hasn't lifted anything.
There's levels to this.
But do you know what's so mad about
Rate Kane?
No, but here's what. You know what's so.
He's the best striker.
You know why you're talking straight facts? Is because the man will be so real with you, yeah. If you don't get no accolades, bro, your career don't mean
he got
nothing.
He got player of the year. He got player of the year. That's an accolade.
One big example I'll give you: Alan Shearer. People don't talk.
But he won the Premier League.
Yeah, but even still,
I know.
People don't talk about him as one of the best strikers of all time.
But that's why it's dumb, because he is the best striker in Premier League history.
He is factually.
That's it.
He is. Yo, factually.
No, not even just bro. The Don also played for Blackburn. Even don't care
Blackburn
about.
were doing
No, don't say he was doing
Blackburn had money.
Even when Blackburn had money, they still weren't Man United though. Bro,
no,
they weren't mad.
Obviously the business changed.
Yeah, they weren't mad. They had like Tim Flowers in goal.
They spent M's on Chris Sutton. They spent M's on
exactly.
Alan Shearer.
Yeah, but at the time,
their team still wasn't levels in terms
of course.
Yeah, but still the opportunity.
Yeah, but
do you know what they are? Do you know what they are?
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, cool.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Majority of people look at that and they don't go, Alan. When you say great strikers in your lifetime, Alan Shearer doesn't pop into the head of a lot of people.
Does it pop in your head?
I would say he's in the Premier League, yes, but if we're talking on a world domestic stage,
but that's not. He didn't play in Europe though, did he? Hardly, because he had.
Well, exactly. There you go.
So that's why he's not.
So you're saying that you have to play for one of the top teams?
No, I don't think you have to. But I'm just saying, look, that people will gloss over certain strikers simply because of what they did in their career. You could bang goals in left, right, and centre. What Alan Shearer did for Newcastle, especially, was mental because he kept them. Again, it's like a sort of not the same level as Maradona.
It would have been if he won the league. But if he won the league for them,
exactly. If they won the league, they made it to Champions League under him. They made it to Europa. So, they were consistently in Europe under. So for me, that's amazing. But when you look back on his career, he won one Premier League and that's it.
So let's just keep
go back to Kane.
Let's keep it true. Yeah. Is there any striker that you lot feel is overrated then?
What, right now?
Who's got mad accolades? They got mad accolades,
but bro,
and they're sick. But you don't think
now you said that. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, you could say that about Shearer and look, Vardy obviously has won a Premier League, but again, similar things with that. But on the flip side, there are players who have been lucky and fortunate to play in eras of great size, and because of that, they got bare accolades, but they're not that good. If you put them in another team, and you know what? I agree with that. It used to happen a lot in the 2000s, and in the 90s, where you'll get top players who used to play for Man United, Arsenal, and all these big clubs, and they'll leave and they'll suddenly play for Villa.
Yeah, but that's what Chris, and they're nothing.
And that's it. They're nothing.
They're nothing. That's what Chris always says about like.
What you say about you're using that? You talk about Dwight York there then, because he was at United, then went to Villa.
No, but Dwight York. Listen, Dwight York. I would say Dwight York was never one of the greats.
Yeah, I agree.
But he was at his best, his pocket best. Yeah, at his pocket best. I'll bring that back. I'm bringing that back. Yeah, at his pocket best. Yeah, historians of the show understand. Yeah, his pocket best. He was as good as anyone else in the country at that time. But bro, I'll never put him in a conversation. Exactly. Andy Cole was the baller. Andy Cole was the striker. Yeah, he was the real striker.
But again, I wouldn't talk about Andy Cole.
No, you got to put respect on Andy Cole's name.
Andy Cole is a certified striker.
How do you rate ballers? Who's good in your eyes then? Because you're calling
in terms of my lifetime.
No, Premier League and only Premier League. We're talking.
Ruud van Nistelrooy, Didier Drogba.
Oh, okay.
Right, Didier Drogba's record was awful.
Again, it doesn't matter. He was a big game player.
Okay.
If you wanted someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck, Didier Drogba is up there. Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp. All these players are the ones that I'd consider the best strikers in the Premier League. Alan Shearer, of course, is up there. Okay, maybe potentially,
and Aguero, obviously.
Yeah, Aguero, of course. But I'm talking like
I think Aguero's so high, man.
I just don't. You got to put Vardy in that conversation.
Yeah, Vardy, I'd even have to say he has to be there because he's consistently performed.
And Vardy, besides,
apart from a small period under Claude Puel, when he didn't really rate him. Yeah. Apart from that small period, he's been banging in goals.
Besides Dele Alli, I've never seen any player come from like.
Absolutely
League
nothing
or non-league to what?
But not even
bang that every year, not just one season.
Exactly, because you get a lot of one season, like your Ricky Lamberts and all these guys who did well for one season, but didn't actually consider consistently do it.
Ricky Lambert was probably better than Vardy for people. People would have said no. When Ricky Lambert was at Liverpool, like
when he was in Liverpool,
people would have chosen
Southampton as well.
People would have chosen Ricky Lambert over Jamie Vardy easy.
100%.
And look at Jamie Vardy now, 3-4 years on.
But that's what I'm saying. I actually think Jamie Vardy's good, though.
Bro, do you know what? I'll be honest.
That's the thing. I actually think
he would make a big difference in this England side as an impact player.
Who? Vardy.
Because if you think about somebody with his
eye
for goal and his eye
for goal,
I know.
And the amount of creation that
we,
and the amount of how creative we've become in that.
Exactly. Like the team's completely
different. Your Sanchos and your Sterlings and your Madisons.
He retired after Euro 2016, I believe.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot
he
of
was never getting into the squad.
That's why a lot of players. That's why a lot of players retire because what.
But him and Cahill just said they're just going to sit down, and if you ever need them, they'll come back.
We need Vardy.
Oh, that's interesting though. But I don't know.
But the thing is, you're saying that. Remember, you're saying that once England are the highest scorers in the European football.
I know.
So technically, they don't.
But bro, how many times have we slapped up teams in your qualifiers, thinking that we're going to go?
Never just do something.
Bro, we hadn't lost a qualifier for 10 years. It means nothing, bro. It means nothing. I've seen teams struggle in qualification going win a tournament.
So in that idea, then, do you think? Because you know England.
What year was it that we didn't qualify for Euros? 2008.
2008.
Okay.
Just officially,
England that game as well.
England are now favourites to win the Euros next year. You know that, right?
No,
they're favourites now.
I don't think that. I don't think that should
be. Yeah,
I think France should be favourites.
But they're favourites because they've had the best qualifying campaign.
Of course,
England.
but again, it's but like no, but. There's that, but we have been very clinical as well.
The Kosovo manager also said that they're the best team in Europe at the moment as well.
I think we are, but I don't think we should be favourites because we haven't proved anything to show that we can go and win a tournament.
So where do you think? Okay,
we've got to play more bigger sides as well, man.
Yeah, because we've been like it's all good and well slapping Montenegro and Kosovo up, but at the end of the day, again,
when England played
our last big test, we lost.
Netherlands.
We lost. That was our last big test, and we lost it. But I think now
it was a poor performance.
It was a poor performance, and I think now we've improved as our options are the best I think I've ever seen in my lifetime. Because I think the best era that I saw was probably 2006. When we had our midfield was ridiculous, but then we had up front we had Peter Crouch and weren't really levels. But now up front we could potentially have Vardy if he came out of retirement, Tammy Abraham, Callum Wilson, and Harry Kane, 4 very, very astute Premier League strikers that have a lot of experience now.
Then we got Hudson-Odoi.
We got Hudson-Odoi, Rashford, Sancho, Sterling, who can play on the wings. They're not all going to make Euros though. Exactly. In the middle now, in the central roles,
that's the weakness,
maybe number 10. No, we got James Maddison, we've got Mason Mount, we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, we've got
Harry Winks behind.
You got
Harry Winks, you've got Jordan Henderson, you've got Declan Rice, you've got. That's all that really comes to my head right now.
You're doing a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot of players.
So where's the weakness then?
I think I'll send it back to the weakness.
What, Harry Maguire?
Yeah, Harry Maguire.
No, not even but who could play alongside him? I'm not comfortable with John Stones. Tyrone Mings, I don't think is at that level yet.
We're missing someone.
Be there.
We're missing someone.
Michael Keane. Again, not levels for me personally.
The problem is Tarkowski never got good, did he? Yeah. From Burnley. He was supposed to be the one to step up.
But remember, Maguire was found out against Holland. He had an awful game against Holland.
I think Maguire for
I'm
playing.
Not discrediting him though.
No, I'm saying for playing for Man United for the rest of the season, he will be able to cope with pressure when it gets to the big tournament. The problem, I think, England's weakness is the fact that about all the players in the squad, besides maybe 2, are under 25. And for me, that's like,
but I think
that is a negative because when you step into a big tournament. No, because do you know what?
But we did that again.
Here's an example.
Did it in Russia.
No, but here's an example. Yeah, but exactly. But that was more like, that was, a lot of people would say that's like blind excitement that just got us through. The energy just got us through.
Yeah, but there's nothing to say that we can't do that again.
I'm not saying that's not the case, but what I'm saying is the Euros, remember, this is the longest Euros ever. Yeah? It's long. And you need to actually have a game plan. You can't just be like, let's just swing at it for 6 games and get to the final if we can. And that's what England done at the World Cup. And that's why they lost to a tired Croatia. It was a tired Croatia that beat them. But they out-tacticked England.
But you see what...
And that's what England need to do.
Going back, so like we got our weaknesses. So at centre-back, I believe. Right-back, we got Wan-Bissaka, Alexander-Arnold-Trent. We've got Kieran Trippier, even Kyle Walker if we wanted to rely upon him. Left-back, we've got Ben Chilwell. We've got potentially Luke Shaw. We've got Danny Rose. Goalkeeper, I'd still say is a little bit shaky. I like Pickford, but I don't think he's fully 100%. I think he's good. Then we got Pope, he's good. We got Henderson for Sheffield United. So for me, I look at all these players. Trent, best right back in the world right now. Facts. Wow. No one can argue with that.
Okay. Facts.
All right.
Big facts. Facts. And for me, we've now got a player at right back who is probably going to win the Premier League, has won the Champions League, has been a key focal point of that team. Jordan Henderson, same. He was the captain, the driving force behind it.
How many trophies are probably in that whole team, that whole squad?
It's very That's what makes it sick, though.
But this is what I'm trying to. Let me go through the 11. So you got Alexander-Arnold, who I think is very experienced now, simply because of the experiences he's had in the last 2 years. 2 Champions League finals, one winning one, nearly winning the title last year, potentially going to win it this year. Jordan Henderson, a driving force behind that, the captain who lifted the European Cup. And then you got Harry Kane up front, probably one of the most experienced players in Europe in his position. In midfield, we got Sterling, who probably, again, one of the most experienced players, one of the best players in the world right now. Other wing, you got Sancho, still learning, but still smashing it.
One of the biggest prospects in the world.
One of the biggest prospects in the world. Hudson-Odoi, still very young and raw, but I think he won't start. He's someone exciting to come off the bench. Rashford in really good form right now. He's still learning.
I think we know for sure what the front three is going to start as. It will 100% be Rashford,
and
Sterling and Kane.
Yeah, and Sancho will come off the bench.
That's the front three.
Depending on how Rashford does for the rest of the season.
Yeah, depending on that. Yeah,
but having Sancho there is cold though.
100%. And Hudson-Odoi if he has a good season.
Yeah.
But for me, I think that number 10 should go to Maddison. I can see where he's going. It's so obvious where he's going.
But I feel like Southgate I don't think Southgate. I don't know if Southgate's trying to keep him under wraps.
I think it's a mixture of he's not too sure what to do. He's had experiences of him negatively from what the media has been saying, that he's a bit, he can be a bit of a loose cannon in certain aspects.
Let me ask you, man, a question quickly, because I was obviously at that game the other day. Yeah, and someone said something that I thought, that's a mad comment. They were saying, if Gareth Southgate doesn't win the Euros or the mad World Cup that's after that, which is a Winter World Cup, if you don't win one of those two, that's a bigger failure than not winning with the Golden Generation. With this team, is a bigger failure.
Do you know why? No, I don't know, because it's hard to... like, right now, we have a lot of prospects. There's nothing to suggest to me that... Go on,
sorry. Basically, you see, like, to me, when I look at that Germany side and I look at that Spanish side that was dominating in world football
in early 2000s,
they started young.
Early 2010s.
They started young. Yeah. I don't agree with that statement, but just like we went Russia with a younger squad,
they'll be older now.
They'll be older, and I always say, to me, you got to learn to cope with that pressure.
Yep.
Build that confidence, because to me we have gotten better since Russia. To me,
100%,
we've gotten better since Russia. So to me, it's like, as soon as you've had that experience and that pressure that's been on you, where the whole country's behind you, now at the next tournament, everybody should have raised their game that little bit more.
You see why it's different for England though, and it's always going to be different. The pressure for England to win a trophy is higher than every country in Europe. Maybe not South America. It's a bit different over there because they're very passionate.
About football.
But you see, Spain and Germany, they get behind their teams. They let them relax and do their thing. The media don't get on their back. Whereas here in this country, again, like when we lost in UEFA the Nations League, everyone's like, "Oh, we're rubbish."
Yeah, but don't get straight away.
Yeah, but don't get twisted.
Everyone's talking on Southgate.
But Jai, don't get twisted. People are putting pressure on. People are putting pressure on because England have been at most part a failure. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course,
but
I feel like we contribute to that. We all contribute towards that. The media.
No, 100%. Don't get me wrong. I'm not backing what the media's saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't get twisted. The other team, Netherlands, they get the same pressure because Netherlands don't win. They don't actually win. Netherlands and England are the two failures of Europe. They are failures of Europe.
As in, like, they're big sides.
But
they don't.
Every other team's banged out. Every other team's banged out.
Holland's won Euros.
Italy, France, Germany, exactly, and Holland's won Euros. But I'm saying in general, and before our time, there was a period, I think, when France went like 30 years without anything. Mad pressure. Argentina, the same. They went mad long without winning anything. Before, like, they won it in 86 or whatever. They went mad long. Everyone has these periods in it. And England's are now like 50 years now. Do you know what I'm saying? So England have to win one way or another.
See, do you know why? Do you know why I think it's different to 2000?
But I do agree with there's no better time.
There's no
This is
better
like the
time,
best time in ages for. Like I know that sounds
course,
kind of
no,
typical,
100%.
but like that, like it kind of has to happen now. Like in that sense, but I don't want to say it.
Do you know why it's different to 2006? 2006 and 2004 even, we can lump that in because we should have won that tournament. If we didn't get injured, we'd have won that tournament.
What,
Facts.
2004?
Yeah, if we really didn't get injured, we win that tournament, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When did England go out again?
Quarterfinals, because Sol Campbell scored,
yeah.
disallowed for some
that was
reason.
ridiculous.
Bro, I still, to this day,
Get mad, yeah.
I get mad about it. It upsets me.
I remember his like face. He was just confused.
He's like, what?
Bro, it made no sense.
But yeah, the difference was then, all of those players were big, established, world-class players.
Yeah,
So,
they had like 5 in the team.
So
5
2004, not Lampard as much because he was like there was always this discussion about. I remember at the time they were talking about whether it was him or Nicky Butt that started for England, and they put Lampard in. So, but 2006, you had Gerrard, Lampard, Beckham,
Scholes.
No, I don't think Scholes was in the 2006. I think he retired by then.
Retired.
I think he retired because he retired mad early because they were playing.
Yeah, he retired like 30 years old or something.
Yeah, because they kept playing him out of position.
Yeah.
So
again,
another Joe Cole.
Another ridiculous thing. Like one of the best midfielders of all time. Like,
stupid. But yeah, we had Lampard, Gerrard, Beckham, Joe Cole, Michael Owen, Wayne Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, Ashley Cole. Who's right back?
We had Rio and John Terry at the back. You know,
this is what I mean. Like this was, and then who was in goal? Paul Robinson, I think, at the time. That, like, you look at that midfield, you look at that back four, and even Wayne Rooney. These were top European. Like these guys were winning Champions Leagues, getting to the semi-final, getting to the final. Whereas this current couple of players, they've all got potential, but not a lot of them are actually full on. Like,
but you know what? On this note, and this is obviously even the segue talking about some of the competitive teams here, like Netherlands, or blah, blah, blah. But anyway, back then you got to bear in mind, though, that some of the teams that they playing against were mad. Like Italy's team was even madder than England's back then. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why people say this is England's best shot is because none of the other teams are mad blossoming. Like even France with their strongest team, and they're the world champions, I don't think they're even as good as England. They're starting 11 versus England starting 11. And I know I have a point, even the golden generation era, you got to remember, Italy's team was so good, they used to be able to leave Totti out of the team. They used to leave Totti and Vieri out of the team. Do you know what I'm saying?
The French team weren't joke. They had Zidane. They had
none of them teams were.
Vieri was still playing back then as well.
None of them teams were jokers. Like there was like 4 or 5 world class teams. Now
Germany were on point.
Now there's just some teams on form. Don't get it twisted. Italy have won 8 out of 8 in the Euros, so they're
not the same as Italy team.
That's not Italy.
They're not the same.
The only team I tell you, the only team that is man for man probably better than England is Belgium. Because Belgium, their starting 11, if they bang out, they're different grade.
I think their football heritage is a bit dead. I don't think
they're another team in football heritage, but they're under pressure now as well. Because they need to win something. But like I said, man like Lukaku runs different for them, and so does the other man. Do you know what I'm saying? They do. He does. Do you know what I'm saying?
Even Benteke scores for them.
Yeah, they got the squad there. So basically,
Benteke.
let's segue.
Bro,
There's a centre back we didn't mention, which was a man like Joe Gomez. Somebody I think
Gomez,
really
of course, yeah.
And obviously he recently had the madness with Sterling.
Bro, it's ridiculous, this whole thing.
Which I think personally got blown up
way out of proportion.
Which kind of adds to our point about how much media pressures,
like it's like we're trying to set ourselves up to fail
all the time.
Oh no, I want to say something on this. So, as much as it was the media's fault, I'm gonna have to say this is an L for Gareth Southgate. Yeah,
no, and I'll explain why it's not. By the way.
Okay, cool.
I'll explain. No, you can explain why you feel like it's an L.
I think it is.
Yeah,
because
I know.
Because I think I know.
Rio, did you see Rio's statement about it as well?
Yeah, and I agree with everything he said.
Okay,
every single thing.
Okay,
he said.
What did Rio say?
So he was saying that, and this is what I was gonna say as well. Back in when he was playing, there was so many times in the England squad or even in club football where stuff like this happens.
Spats
happen.
Obviously, we found out that Rio
we've had Rio come on the show and tell us, bro.
He said he didn't like a lot of
it. Bro, he said
but that's because they were competitive and they were all, again, these were all players that were playing in the upper echelons of European football at the time, and the tensions would spill over going into the England camp, which is natural because these guys are all winners. So for me, even Steve Sidwell said it. I saw some Sky Sports thing. He was even saying
Reading legend.
Yeah, Fulham legend as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was saying like one of his car share mate, Nicky Shorey, who was his best mate at Reading, they ended up punching each other up in football because of a mad tackle. And they were calm. They went for a beer after the game. Bro. So like what Ferdinand said was that these things happen day in, day out. So for me, you know, I don't see any issue in it because clearly they're calm.
Now, but bro, here's the thing, yeah? Listen, I don't have a problem with it either. 100%. That's just the way the football is. That's life. Do you know what I'm saying?
Life, bro.
But even with friends, you have
all
mad
the time.
thing. And even if you're not friends, there's another thing.
Family as well. But
what I'm saying, Gareth Southgate took L on, yeah, is I understand that apparently he was getting leaked anyway, yeah. But the mistake that Gareth Southgate made was not that he announced it. Was you either ban both of them or none of them. Don't ban only Sterling, because if you do that, what happens is
it paints him as a villain.
People look at, and I'm not just saying, so even if it's the other way around, you only ban Gomez, because what happened is you're vilifying one of the players.
Yeah, I agree.
Because everyone starts thinking, raw. So what did Gomez really do to Sterling?
Everyone's making up their own assumptions,
and people already know. People already know that obviously Gomez ain't a joke either. Do you know what I'm saying? So end of the day, Gomez, obviously people heard that Sterling apparently approached him and said, "What, you think you're still a big man? Yeah, blah blah blah," and then Gomez apparently didn't even reply, and he didn't even do anything wrong. That's the funniest thing. But because obviously Sterling got in his face, it became something, and then people had to like push him out for hold him off, and then it ended up that Gareth Southgate decided to make that decision. I don't know who would have leaked the story anyway, but even if they would, all Gareth Southgate has to come out to say is that this was the altercation. They're both sitting out the next game, or there was an altercation. That's it.
All right. Simple. So basically, this is where I kind of want to. I think you said a very good point, but I didn't listen. So we already said that the story was getting leaked anyway, which had forced Gareth's hand in terms of making a statement. The reason why the story had leaked was because Sterling had leaked it.
Is that the case? Are you sure?
That's basically what man heard.
But how did he leak it?
On the ITK one. On the ITK one, yeah. Man heard Sterling.
Why would he do that?
Exactly. So apparently he's kind of rang somebody like an agent or something to mention it.
What,
and then people from his, like in anger obviously, and then somebody from his camp.
Oh, so not on purpose.
Not like Sterling was obviously it weren't purpose, but he's rang like an agent on an angry
this
one.
Is a joke thing. Right?
And then exactly. And then that brother's gone to leak it now. So because it's leaking, it kind of forced Gareth's hand, and it's like,
but still,
what the heck's happened?
Do you reckon that's why he would have chucked him out?
And I think personally, that's why he had to pick a side, and he ended up saying to Sterling, "All right, listen, bro, you know we're supposed to. You're making man look bad. You shouldn't have said it. Like, why did you even mention it?"
Okay, that makes more sense.
And then it's kind of, you know what I mean?
But yeah, that makes more sense.
Which makes a bit more sense.
But the problem is,
I don't know the truth to any of this.
The problem is the fan base don't know that. So, but
I hear you. You're right.
If you here's my other question. I just want to say one thing about Gareth Southgate. Sorry, what Gareth Southgate has to be, is much more strategic with what he. This is the difference between experienced managers. Because even when people like Pep, as much as I criticize him, or Mourinho, when they say stuff, even if it's controversial, it's intentionally controversial. They're not dumb. They've thought 5 steps ahead. Do you know what I'm saying? When Jose Mourinho is not stupid, if he says something about Luke Shaw being fat, he's doing it to get a reaction out of him or out of you. As in you, the audience. He's not dumb. Do you know what I'm saying? And Gareth Southgate should have played this through in his head. What would happen once I say this to the person?
I hear you. I do hear you, but
I think all of it was knee-jerk because it came quite quickly.
And then
I don't think he had a lot of time to think about what to do.
And it kind of forced him to do that statement. Because here's my honest opinion on it. I don't think this is the first incident that's happened at St. George's.
1,000,000%.
I don't think it is.
1,000,000%.
I don't even want to criticise Southgate to be like, you know, you can't handle these situations because
no, I'm not saying
truth
that.
be told, I don't know how many of these situations he's even had to handle.
It's the media again.
It's a media thing that we make. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And then we blow it out, and then man have to have an opinion on it, and then it becomes something. It becomes a mess. Don't get me wrong. Do I feel like it was handled the best way? Maybe not. Maybe he could have.
I don't think it was
masked it. Maybe he could have. Maybe Sterling was in more trouble. But he could have I don't think he handled it well. But again, it's very high pressure. It's very quick time, and we don't have all the information.
Of course we don't.
We go by these two having a fight. The man seeing a scratch. Then, you know what I mean?
But then what I didn't like was Joe Gomez getting booed at Wembley.
Yeah.
Again, that's
so look. I was there. Why? I was in the ground, and the truth is, some people say, "Oh, there's a small section." Listen, I was around. it was booze like crazy. Yeah, I was looking down on my phone during like the game when Gomez was on, and I could tell when Gomez was near the ball. You'd think it was an away player who should.
That's mad.
You know when
that's mad.
There's away players who should be sent, who should have got sent off and they didn't.
Yeah, and so they get when they've done a mad tackle.
Yeah, they get loads of they get boos like mad when they're touching the ball, bro. Even when Gomez was around the ball trying to tackle someone, they were booing, bro. And it weren't a few fans; it was bare fans around me. Do you know what I'm saying?
But what I want to know is why they booing.
Why though?
Because it's like it don't make no sense because it's like
man. This is I know this is exactly what we're talking about when we're talking about England pressure.
This is what happens.
Dumb stuff like that.
We're creating an unnecessary
Two
narrative.
players have had a fight, whatever, because of a club game. So now we're booing one.
But you know it sums up. You know it sums up.
Back the country. Let's keep it pushing.
It sums up though that
again self-destructing.
England like picking a hero and a villain. To think
bro,
that is
for
the way
no
reason.
You
know what I'm saying they like doing that, and they like always, you know what I mean? Like and
then we expect these men to perform.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And then we expect these men to save the day. And do you know what I mean? It's
the same thing. Like even like I said, back in
these times, people get triggered about people identifying as women or men.
Bro,
but then at the same time, you got 90,000 people booing somebody, and you're expecting them to get on with life. But you can't deal with someone being a different gender.
It's mad dumb.
But all of this is like, and obviously then Gomez sat out the next game, which apparently he was injured. But I personally,
he weren't injured. Come on,
he weren't injured. But apparently, look. End of the day, he didn't want to play the next game,
and he's a young player.
And he's a young player. He's a young player.
He's just come out from a big injury as
well.
And I wish him well because personally, I really like him.
I think he's a good player.
I think he's someone perfect for our backline as well.
Yeah, I think he's a good player.
And before he got injured, he was doing his thing.
Now you've just crushed the guy's confidence. He's already not going to be playing every week for Liverpool anyway.
Because it's a Matip.
Yeah, so you've crushed the guy's confidence. I hope Klopp can get his confidence back.
I think if anyone can, it will be him.
But luckily, Liverpool's got bare games in the next couple of weeks, so he'll play.
He'll play a lot.
Because the worst thing for him now is to sit on the bench.
He's going to have to with that schedule,
mate.
That schedule's looking crazy.
You're playing today, you're playing tomorrow, and you're playing the day after tomorrow.
That schedule looks so ridiculous,
it's actually mad.
I'm not even going to lie to you guys.
That is mad. So what, they're playing one game the night before the Club World Cup.
Yeah. So what they're doing at this stage, they're gonna play two.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Bro, that is mad. It's mad.
Yeah.
Either way.
Listen, we might even get a game for Liverpool if that's.
Jake run on.
Yeah,
we talk about the Ox as well. Especially, we need Chris here to talk about the Ox as well.
Bro, Chris don't know.
Chris, I'm telling you,
you're a ficko.
Chris, I'm sorry, I love you, but you're the biggest football ficko I've ever met.
You know,
the guy has no idea about football.
He scored in every game since he's come back.
He assisted against Kosovo the other night. Scored against Montenegro. He's been scoring every week.
Because every time he does something, Jack hits the group chat like, Chris, you idiot. What was you saying about Ox the other day?
Ox has come back in the form of his life.
Yeah.
And he's been injured.
I rate that though.
I love it. I love seeing that. Someone who's had a big injury.
Yeah, a big injury. I actually didn't even think that was going to happen.
I didn't either. But he's a good player.
I think I want to. Hopefully, Loftus-Cheek can kind of do the same thing. Pogs as well. Is he coming back from injury now as well?
No, I think it's another week.
Pog back, you know.
But yeah, he's been out for a long time, man.
It feels like he's been gone for a while.
The scariest thing for him is that. No, Man United fans
don't really missed him.
Yeah. It's not like Man United fans ain't been like, where's Pog?
Wait till Pogs comes back. Everyone's just been like, you know what, we've been alright about, man.
It's more Martial that people are excited about coming back still.
Yeah, since he's come. Yeah, but Martial's back.
That's what I mean. Like, since he's come back.
Yeah, 100%. It kind of feels a bit more normal again. Do we need to talk about club football or should we just leave it?
How long have we
been talking for?
Obviously we got the big game. Quick 5 minute on the big game coming up. Chelsea versus Man City.
That's going to be a great
That's in 5 days time.
It's at the Etihad though, isn't it?
Yeah, the Etihad. So
I think Chelsea are going to get a draw.
So my obviously bare people are genuinely saying, I know you man love the banter, but if Chelsea does win, are they in the title race?
No.
So even if they win, they're not in the title race. So what would it take for Chelsea? What would it take for Chelsea to be in the title race?
They will be. No. If they beat Man City, they're in the title race.
So why are you saying no then?
No, they're not.
Why?
Yes, they are.
Why? Bro, they'll be second.
So if we're talking about if we're talking about straight maths, that means last year Spurs were in the title race.
Yeah, they were in the title race till February.
For 1 week they were.
No, you can't talk in hindsight, bro. That's why
you men are so rude.
Why?
When Spurs were in there next to the top two, bro, it was longer than 1 week. Don't wait.
No, it was 1 week where I was like, Oh,
Spurs are
2 points behind Man City.
Yeah, they were about.
And then they went, do you know what? As soon as any sort of mention, it was like,
So, no. Do you know what's mad? Shall I tell you what's mad?
They went, no. Oh, no.
Shall I tell you what's mad though? Is the fact that, like, let's say that they did beat City, yeah? City would be, 12 points behind Liverpool and in 4th, yeah? But somehow they're the team that is against Liverpool in the title race, and the 2 teams in the middle of them, nah, they're not even.
I saw Boovy on the kickoff after they'd lost. Boy, he's sweating.
What did he say?
I can't remember what he said, but he's like, yeah, no, well, Man City will go and win every single game the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Of course they will, yeah.
He's sweating though, isn't it? Boovy's thinking, oh my God. And Big Steve as well.
I'll be
honest, I'll be worried if I was a City fan if they lose to Chelsea, because that back line is shaky.
So here we go.
Shaky.
For me, it's 2 things, yeah? Everybody feels like Chelsea and Leicester are both going to hit a turning point of bad form.
Which one's more likely to hit the bad form though?
Chelsea.
That's mad, you know. That's mad that people are saying that, you know.
Because they're a bit young.
That Chelsea, Leicester's more likely to.
Because you see
Leicester,
they look bad form. Yeah, it just starts with like 2 bad weeks. You don't know how the team goes. It starts with like 2 bad weeks, and then it's like, bro, you start shaking.
Yeah, next thing you're like, what? Next thing you're like, what? We're 8th?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then 8th, and then them 2 bad weeks you get is because, and then meanwhile those 2 bad weeks is when United have 2 good weeks.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, that's it. All of a sudden, it's like,
you see with Leicester.
it's shaky.
Do you know why I say Leicester? Leicester look like a proper team
To me as well. That's how I feel.
But like, I could see where goals are coming from. I could see them
build up, how they play.
They could grind like one. Do you know what game made me realise that? And it's not the Southampton game, it's not the Arsenal game. It's when they beat Palace 2-0 away. Because it was a very evenly matched game to begin with. Obviously, Leicester were, up in the ante second half and whatnot. But for me, I saw that game and thought, they got a goal from a corner, held on to the pressure and banged the late goal in. And I thought, that's a team that's a top quality side.
Yeah, that's a good side.
Because it's like, obviously the Southampton game, amazing. That's when they made their big statement and say, look, we're gonna get top 4 this year.
If you're not careful, we'll roll up.
We'll come and 9-0 your ass. That's what they were saying.
The maddest thing is Brendan Rodgers. I swear down, he thinks he can do even better than top 4.
Yeah, of course he does.
No, he does. He does.
In his head, he'll think,
that's why I rate. No,
I could challenge for
I'm
the
not
league.
gonna lie. That's why I kind of rate Brendan for that. Of course. No, Brendan thinks he's cold, you know.
Yeah. Nearly as cold as his swords. Nearly as cold as his swords.
They're cold swords, yes.
You know, Brendan Rodgers doing interviews like this.
I said to you, yeah.
Because man's won treble. That's why
I rate Brendan Rodgers so much. He's like, in Brendan Rodgers' mind, he's thinking, no, I'm a sick manager. I know when he.
I bet he's got it.
When he has meetings
for the treble, mate.
After he's done with Leicester, he's thinking to myself, yeah, I'm ready.
Real Madrid job.
I swear to you. I think he probably.
I think they will get top 4 this year, in my opinion. Firstly,
I think so as well.
And I think they could push for top 3 as well.
So anyway, I'm gonna move on from it very quickly. Will Spurs get back into the top 4? No, that's myth.
What, this season?
No.
Yeah.
They're more likely to than Arsenal.
Yes,
so
I agree with that.
As dumb as that sounds.
So United and Spurs.
They are the challengers.
Are they top 6?
No, yeah, they are challengers. They will challenge whoever falls off form out of Leicester and Chelsea. Because I tell you what, because Spurs look done out here, but they're the sort of team that can win 7 games in a row.
Leicester or Chelsea
and Arsenal won't win 7 games in a row. But Tottenham, if Tottenham sort themselves out, they can suddenly win 7 in a row. Bro, they got Harry Kane, bro. Like, when you got a player that good, you've got a chance. And the truth is,
Harry's not been the same, though, man.
Bro, do you know how many goals he still scored this year?
He still scores, but I don't know. Harry's a brain player. You see that sometimes when I see Harry's on form, I can tell when he's using his head and I can tell when he's not, kind of thing. It's weird.
But then again, look, I think if you look at everyone's team, Tottenham is best equipped to challenge for the top 4, even if they're 14th now. And I think Man United aren't, but Man United just of pure Dan James energy and Rashford energy probably would win some scrappy games.
I'm not
confident. I'm not confident.
See United top 6.
Did we talk about the whole Aubameyang troops thing?
Yeah, we spoke about it last week.
Oh, did you?
We even read out Aubameyang's statement still just as it went live.
Oh, okay, sorry.
My
bad.
We got troops though.
But on another mad thing though, that's what I'm saying. With Arsenal, that's the thing. Like they've got so much turmoil. Like, and the thing is with them, they're dumb. Like we said last year, they're dumb because they've actually angered Aubameyang, they're one solid
Super
world-class player. Because everyone else, besides Lacazette, is a bit like, they're all they can all get dropped, really. None of them are mad. None of them are...
Nicolas Pepe, you know.
Bro.
Man like Pepe, you know. Hey, listen, big up Chooks, man. He's a
large up Chooks,
he's a
my guy.
Obama blood clot.
Obama blood clot.
They're all out.
Where's my one? Where's my one?
Yeah, get them hoodies up, bro. The man need some hoodies.
Chops.
You know, we were telling him to do the ham roll merch from time ago.
From
Bro, that
time
was
ago,
from
mate. Did
Yes, I was like, bro, you should do ham
He
roll
don't
merch.
bang ham roll anymore, does he?
Nah, not as much.
You should do.
He probably realised that.
But that belly looks like he's banging ham rolls.
All right, listen, before we go, definitely one more question. There's another big game we haven't spoken about. United Sheffield.
I thought you were talking about Fulham QPR, mate.
That's going to be like 6-6, isn't it?
Friday, yeah.
That's going to be like bare goals.
On Sky Sports, yeah.
Is Martin Tyler going to do it, yeah?
Peas.
Is Martin Tyler going to do
Now
it?
they got the championship ones, the ones, you know, them guys that played for Leeds United back in the day.
Jim Beglin in that.
Dean Smith and all them lot.
Daniel Higginbottom.
Yeah. Idaker Johnson on as a co-anchor.
I can't believe this. All right, listen, that's what we...
Man United, Sheffield, I reckon you might lose.
Wait, can I just... Let me
They're all form, you know.
Hey, let me ask you,
Lundstrom, the Swedish man with a Liverpool accent.
Quick question before you, man, go.
Overlapping
Which of the
centre-backs.
three that are going down? Before we go back into what three? Which three are going down?
Watford.
I think it's going to be the hardest
Watford.
year
Yeah.
in time to work out who's going to go down.
Norwich, obviously Norwich definitely.
Yeah,
Why? Nah, you're
they've been
you're
awful.
mocking them.
I like Norwich. I like Norwich.
So why are they going down?
Norwich. I like Norwich.
No, I like them. Big man thing.
Nah, Norwich, Watford, and Southampton.
They were doing
Norwich.
Southampton and Norwich for me right now.
What with
Yeah.
what?
Them on
With the Alpine Club.
Them on on the
Alpine
slide.
Club, mate.
No, Alpine Club. No,
You know him and
Alpine
Hart.
Club.
You know
Alpine Club is the
you
worst.
know the Norwich and the Southampton manager. I just get them mixed up all the time.
Bro,
They're
how
just
many
too
L's? You know when you see man's form, yeah? Every time I look at Southampton's form, it's just L.
Looking like some Welsh town.
It
Yeah.
is Bro, it looks so ridiculous. Yeah, so yeah, he's done.
Nah, Norwich
I don't know the third team.
Norwich are going down.
Norwich Southampton for me.
Bro,
I don't know who the third team is.
Norwich getting tumped. Norwich are getting tumped.
I think it's gonna be a season
I
where
forgot.
there's gonna be only one team down before the final game of the season. There'll be like 2 teams.
But do you know what? There hasn't been a proper relegation battle last game of the season for years.
We could do
Do you know back in the day, man, when Fulham did their great escape?
TikTok.
You say Fulham did their great escape?
Oh, mate, 10 minutes to
Who
go.
scored? Lewis Barmante.
Danny Murphy scored the win against Portsmouth. Away. That's when Portsmouth
I
won the
remember
FA Cup. When United won the league, they beat Wigan.
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs scored a thing. And then Portsmouth had the FA Cup final, so they put a dead team out. We were like,
Eat
we
it.
were like, come on. You're not enough. Oh, let's do some
Okay, let's
comments.
read the comments. I ain't got my phone on me. Yeah, quickly bring up the comments.
Jay got robbed still.
Quickly.
Let's have it. Oh, we're
Jack,
doing
you bringing it up as well, yeah?
yeah. We'll do one for one.
Oh, jeez. It's just going to be bare crisp comments, to be real. Oh, by the way, your comments are still at the bottom. My comments are underneath my video now. Have you guys got that?
CheekySport are giving Chris that granite jacket treatment. I don't understand.
What's the granite? Oh, what? Stripped of his captaincy. Bouncing from the team. Nah, Chris is still here. He's just on tour, man.
Wow, lucky Chris is taking longer than expected on his Spice rehabilitation camp. Must be a real issue.
Alright, first of all, it's definitely an issue.
It's
bro.
definitely an issue.
And now Vega got his new job. You know Chris gassed up.
You know they love Chris, you know. And when Chris is hiding, the disappointment in my chest when I saw some next dude was in Chris's throne. Chris is hiding after the defeat to Leicester.
Talk about Matisse. Bring up Matisse. He was on there last week.
Oh, sugar. I've put the wrong thing up.
Akeem reminds me of one of them African man at the barbers that taught the most reckless football sense.
Rashford is one of the greatest.
Your barber's finessing you, bro.
It's mad because the barbers. When I was last in the barbers, one of the barbers was just talking mad reckless, saying, Rashford is a championship baller. I was pissed. It was pissing me off.
I hate.
And he was like, Rashford probably would score 20 goals, no more in the championship. And he was like, I was just thinking, what are you talking
Akeem
about?
at the end of the day.
Akeem at the end of the day, yeah.
Akeem, why are you playing Edison? Man City B team would beat them. Also, Akeem, they had Bravo on. That's why they drew.
But I don't say it. Do I say at the end of the day?
Yeah. Oh, no, apparently
you
you do.
Bang that, cuz.
Apparently you do.
Apparently. And then one more.
A couple more. Akeem, mate, would love to see you get in the ring, you absolute mug.
Well, guys, if you want to see Jermaine in the ring, head to GRM Daily's IGTV,
here we go.
where Jermaine and Joel battled it out.
Where's that? William Hilton? Oh, no.
Already done it. No,
I thought you were talking about the Robbie Savage one.
That was just as bad.
And then what did he say? He was like, Robbie Savage.
Come on, Jermaine. Robbie Savage was like, come on, Jermaine, throw your... bro.
Oh, bro, have you seen... what do you call it? Robbie Savage do singing in his car back in the day when he's at Derby.
No.
Bro, he's like, ain't nobody who's doing that. Coming to Pride Park, getting 3 points off the Rams today.
Oh, it's sick. That's sick. That's actually a sick shot.
All right.
He's like, I won't tackle hard because I get yellow card. And he goes, I'll miss it, switch away on a Tuesday. Well, if you guys haven't seen it, type in Robbie Savage singing in his car.
I can't believe people are actually saying Tammy is better than Rashford.
Wow. Bro, Tammy's doing his thing right now, man. Come on. Put some respect on his name.
All right, listen, man.
Oh, Italy are beating Armenia 9-1.
See what I'm saying? But Akeem in 2040, do you know Jermaine once said Rashford is better than them?
Yeah, word. Even though I never said that. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up here, man. Big up you guys for tuning in. Big up our sponsors, Tokyo Time. All right, Chris will be back in a couple more weeks. We're going to try to help some more guys.
What rehabilitation camp?
Yeah, it's fine.
Right, listen.
We're trying to help him, guys.
Listen, I want to put every comment this week, do hashtag pray for Chris. And the most liked comment will get a free Tokyo Time hat.
Jeez. It's lit. All right, listen.
It's
lit.
lit.
With myself, Big J.
Yeah, CheekySport Ack.
You could say that, Jake.
And we're out.
We out, baby. Oh, mate, my neck.